All right, guys. Today I'll be talking about the future of Six Flags. What kind of rides are they going to add in the future? Are they going to continue to make park improvements, landscaping, all that stuff? So, the reason why I wanted to make this video was because Six Flags has removed a lot of rides from their website. So, at Six Flags Over Texas, this is Harley Quinn. At St. Louis, it's Excalibur. Parachute Tower at Six Flags Great Adventure, Big Kahuna and Heave Ho at Darien Lake, and Mind Eraser at Six Flags America are the ones I noticed. Now, there could be some smaller ones like Heave Ho at some of the other parks that I didn't notice because I don't know them. But of course, I know Heave Ho and Big Kahuna at Darien Lake, so I noticed those. And the parks have even come out and confirmed a few of these, like Parachute Towers, unfortunately. And there's a theme with these rides. Parachute Towers, it's a very rare attraction. There's not many parts for it, so yeah, it makes sense why it left. Harley Quinn, allegedly, they're just getting rid of that thing to move a lot of the parts over to Cyborg to keep that going at Great Adventure. And then Excalibur, another extremely unique ride. It looked amazing. I wish I got to ride it, but again, understandable why it left. Heave Ho, extremely low capacity, and I definitely have a theory on what they're replacing it with. It's not a Giga, but it's still something. And then Big Kahuna, if you know Darien Lake, you know that thing was absolutely never open. It was always closed. The one that I'm kind of confused on is Mind Eraser. I know some people have been speculating that, oh, maybe an expansion's going over there. Maybe something will replace it, but I'm still kind of confused. It didn't have a line when I went, so maybe low ridership, but still, SLCs aren't really known for downtime. So that's a little confusing, but other than Mind Eraser, all of these rides are low capacity and just not reliable. So I think it makes sense why they're getting rid of all these rides. And it's kind of like what Cedar Fair's doing, getting rid of unreliable, low ridership rides, which also goes back to Mind Eraser. And I don't think Salim Basul's just gonna do nothing about this. I think he's actually gonna replace these rides. It might not be with anything too crazy. I think in the plot of Mind Eraser, it's either a new water slide expansion or maybe even like a family coaster. I could see like a premier dueling launch coaster maybe there. I know that's wishful thinking for Six Flags America, but you never know with Salim Basul. I believe he did say that he wanted to invest in the smaller parks some more to boost their ride lineup. So if that's the case, hey, watch out for Six Flags America. And back to my home park, Darien Lake. For Heave Ho, I think they're just going to add a frog hopper. Makes more sense, higher capacity. Kids like it more. You don't have to work to actually get to the top, so that makes sense that a frog hopper could go there. As for Big Kahuna, I feel like they could add a water coaster there. Again, wishful thinking for my home park, but I mean, it makes sense there. They don't have one. The plot of land would be pretty similar, I feel like. So, water coaster in the plot of Big Kahuna, 2025 maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Harley Quinn, I just think some flat ride's going to replace it. Maybe an air race. Excalibur, I definitely think some sort of pendulum ride's going to replace it. I know at IAPA there was this ride that kind of looked like Black Mamba Wiener Prater that looks amazing for that plot of land. Might be the best flat ride in the world. Who knows? So I would definitely love to see that replace Excalibur. If not, I could definitely see a Zamperla Discovery replacing it. Now, Parachute Towers. I think Six Flags has bigger plans for this plot than any of the other plots of land for sure, because as many of you know, it's their 50th anniversary in 2024. So I think they're going to get some big new coaster here. No, a gig is not coming to Great Adventure. That's definitely not happening at this point in time where Six Flags is financially. I'm thinking they're going to get a B&M dive. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, yeah, well, Dorney's going to get a dive in 2024. No, I don't think they're getting a dive. I think they're getting a wing coaster because I think Salim Basul has been working on this project longer than Dorney's been working on their project. And maybe that's not true, but I just feel like Six Flags would have had a head start on Dorney, especially since Dorney was kind of fumbling around with that whole Gravity Group Woody thing. So I feel like B&M would have gone to Dorney and like at least hinted to them that a nearby competitor bought a similar product to the dive. So I think they're going to go with a wing over at Dorney. It makes more sense. Plus the plot of land, I think a wing over drop would be perfect there. And that's definitely not something people are talking about. Like, I know a straight down drop could work in that small plot of land, but I think a wing over drop definitely works better there. So now that we're assuming Dorney isn't getting a dive coaster in 2024, that opens the door for Great Adventure to obviously get one. Again, I think they were planning one before Dorney was, but who knows? But I think they could get a dive in 2024 for sure. Will it be the biggest? Maybe, actually. Like, it would be the second tallest in the park. I could see it being 250, maybe even. I don't know. It's probably going to be a smaller one, let's be real, but it would be cool to see a big one here. But again, I don't think Six Flags has the money for that, so I think a smaller one will have to do. As for the restraints, yes, I think they're going to be vests. I know everyone, including myself, hates them, but I guess the GP like them for some reason, so we have to deal with them. Now, are they going to continue to make the parks look nicer, add better restaurants, all this stuff? I think partly, but I think there's going to be a lot less of that going on now because I think Salim's going to switch his focus over to rides more, I feel like. I don't think the food quality is going to like drastically drop, but I don't think there's going to be as much happening with food and atmosphere and that stuff as there has been in the past. It's kind of a dumpster over at Darien Lake. I don't think that's going to change even with like a frog hopper or water coaster or whatever. Now let's talk about, in my opinion, the most important part, the prices. All of this is great if they're adding new rides, the food quality and the atmosphere and all that isn't really going down, but if it's overpriced, I'm still not coming to the parks. As all of you know, Six Flags, yeah, they really raised their prices the past couple years. It's kind of insane, actually. The way they went from the discount chain to having higher prices than like SeaWorld and Cedar Fair, yeah, it didn't work well for them. So they lowered them a bit, but it's still not back to what it used to be, which is unfortunate. I think with these changes, it's probably going to stay at that price point. I think Salim's got to realize that people aren't willing to pay more than they would for SeaWorld for Six Flags. Because even if they make the parks nicer and add a few new rides, that's not going to make it on par with the SeaWorld or even Cedar Fair. In fact, I'd kind of want them to go to the discount chain again, because then they actually have a niche in the theme park industry. Right now, they're basically worse Cedar Fair, basically same prices and way worse quality, so why would you go to a Six Flags park when you could go to Cedar Point or Kings Island or even Dorney? I'm not saying Six Flags parks are bad. I'm just saying, like, they were better when they actually, like, had a purpose, and that's to be a cheap way to have fun. And now, like, they're not that anymore. So I think Salim's kind of realizing that they kind of have to go back to that, while also kind of incorporating some aspects of like Cedar Fair, SeaWorld, which I like. I think Six Flags has a bright future overall. It might not be the best 2023 season, but I think it's only going to get better from here. But let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.